got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. Live once again, 20 days in a row for the October Superthon. On the 1st of October, I committed to going live 31 days in a row. Actually going to end up being 32 or maybe even 33 or maybe even 34 days in a row. Getting a couple of people asking me if I could go a day or so past the beginning of the month for apparent personal reasons for them. And so I might do that. What's happening, Super Dave? What is happening, my super moderator brother? Super Dave 44. Go check out his channel. Guys, we're going to talk about the moon in your eye, part 2. Because I know already what is happening. Super Mike Smith, Super Mike, Super Dave, they can make you or break you. They can make you a moderator or they can send you packing. I know, hopefully y'all guys know you have that ability. I never specifically told you, but you do. All right. So we're going to talk about some things that I know y'all guys have questions about, because yesterday I went through the whole process of showing you how the eye and cameras operate like a camera, or a camera actually operates like the eye. The camera, of course, is man-made. The eye is God-made. And what they do is they study nature, of which we're part of, and then they can create technology. No technology can be created in this world that does not follow the laws of the nature of this world. All technology is created based off the study of nature, which we are part of. So the study of the human body, like how cameras were invented. We looked at yesterday about the eye and how it operates like a camera, and how holograms come into play with that, and how it relates to the moon and its seeming existence in the heavens as a light. But I know I can hear some of you, and you're thinking, but Daniel, what about an eclipse? What about an eclipse, Daniel? Okay. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about, before it's over with, we're going to talk about how holograms and holography come back into play again here in just a little bit, specifically with what natural existing things in this world, specifically gases, are used in hologram equipment in order to make it work. It happens to be the same gases that are above our heads, up in the atmosphere, below the dome. And I'm going to show all that to you. So we've got to start so we can understand a basic principle. When you place a lesser, weaker, or dimmer light in front of a greater, brighter light, what you see depends on the relative brightness and position. The brighter light floods the area with intense illumination. The lesser light doesn't have enough intensity to compete. It gets overpowered. So to your eyes or a camera sensor, the lesser light source might appear dark or even black. Not because it's actually dark, but because the contrast ratio makes it invisible against the glare of the stronger light to your eye. It's the way the eye perceives it. An example, of course, this moon and the sun. Solar eclipse. The moon, and I might correct a few things here. The moon, it says, which only reflects light, passes in front of the sun, a far greater light source. The moon looks black, even though it's actually being illuminated on its far side. I'm going to correct several things here. It looks black because the sun's brightness overwhelms any light the moon could reflect towards us. Okay. First off, the moon, as we discovered and talked about in part 1, the moon is not reflecting light, as it says here. The moon, I left this in because I wanted to make sure to explain this. The moon is not reflecting light. The moon is reacting to light. The area where the projection, the holographic projection that is the moon, is reacting to light. It is reacting to electromagnetics. Okay? And you'll come to understand that as you come to understand what noble gases are and that they fill the heavens above us. Noble gases. It says the moon looks black even though it's actually being illuminated on its far side. Well, that actually don't even make sense right there. Because you would say the moon looks black because there's no light shining on it, right? The moon looks black, actually, because it is in front of a lesser light and it's being canceled out. So you can't even see the lesser, which I'm going to give you examples of as we move forward here. One example would be this image. Both of these lights are lit, but the one in the front looks black because of the brightness of the light that is behind it. So you could see how if this one passed in front of it, it would appear to be black. But I can hear the question already, Daniel. But if the moon's not a physical object, if it's a hologram, how is it then that the light is blocked from the sun? Why does it just shine right through? Well, it's because the sun is not a physical object. Now, I will get into explaining that because that's its own video, its own discovery. But the sun itself is not a physical object, just like the moon is not a physical object, just like the stars are not physical objects, okay? Let's go back here. Artificial example. If you put a dim flashlight bulb directly in front of a bright spotlight, the smaller bulb may appear silhouetted like a dark outline if the bright light is behind it. Invisible if the bright light fully overpowers its output. The lesser light from the lesser source, the light from the lesser source is still there, but our eyes or a camera's dynamic range can't detect it against the overwhelming brightness behind it. It's due to a limitation of the eye. A symbolic or maybe metaphysical example of it would be a lesser light cannot shine in the presence of a greater one. So, if that makes sense to you. And again, here's the image of the greater light behind the lesser light in front. Both of these are illuminated, but you can only see one. And this is the same thing that happens with the sun and the moon. except, like I said, neither the moon or the sun are physical objects. Okay? They are a reaction, a reflective reaction. We're going to focus on the moon. We'll come back another time and hit the sun. First, though, we need to understand what noble gases are. They're a group of 18, technically 18 gases. But there are a set of main ones we're going to look at: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Okay? And there's a man-made one called organison, something like that. The term noble or royal comes from the idea that these gases are chemically inert. They don't easily react with other elements, like royalty, who don't mingle with commoners. Noble gases don't mix with other types of gases and other types of things under normal conditions. Their outer electron shell is full. They're very stable. They don't mix. They don't mingle real well. And there are benefits to that when it comes to things that they are used in to create, such as holograms. And we'll get to that. Key properties: colorless, odorless, tasteless, non-flammable, low chemical reactivity, exist as single monatomic atoms or gases, found in amounts in Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so all of these gases, the places where you will find them the most are in the heavens above. However, they can be collected, apparently. Here's an example of simple common uses, but then we're going to get into advanced uses here in just a few minutes. Helium, of course, balloons, cooling superconductors, breathing mixtures for divers. Okay. Neon is like neon signs or high voltage indicators. Like neon signs, those glass tubes, they have just gas in them, and an electrical field is run across them, which excites them and makes the neon light up. We all are somewhat familiar with that. Argon, shielding gas in welding light bulbs. Krypton, high performance lighting lasers. High performance lighting and lasers. Xenon, camera flashes, ion thrusters, and anesthesia. And if you happen to know the 88 lights that are the two big purple power lights that they put they turn on every year from 9/11, those are xenon bulbs, or however you pronounce it. Xenon, I think that's what it is. Xenon bulbs, okay? And they produce a heliotrope color, okay, which is seen every year. Radon also. And let's keep going here. Reaction to electromagnetic fields. So how do these gases react to a flowing current in an electromagnetic field, like inside of a torus? Let's imagine for a minute we live in a world, WHRLED, a torus world, and there's current flowing in the heavens above. Now, we already know that the higher a spire is put up into the heavens, the more natural electric current, plasma current, that will be attracted to that spire. Okay. This has been known as free energy for thousands of years. They just don't tell us now. They want to charge us for the electricity. Now, this is where things get interesting. Noble gases don't react chemically, but they respond physically to strong electromagnetic fields, especially when ionized. Behavior in electromagnetic fields. Helium ionizes easily under very high voltage. Gives off a pinkish glow. Now, I want you to think about things such as auroras, the sun setting in the evening time, and the skies that you see in all the different colors and different layers of colors. This is what you're looking at. Okay? Those colors are what you're seeing. Helium, pinkish glow. Neon, famous for neon lights. Strong electric fields excite the electrons and create a bright red-orange glow, or it can be manipulated with the insertion of other gases to create pretty much any color. Argon, used in argon arc lamps and welding, glows violet blue. Think about the sky. Krypton glows white or pale violet when electrically excited. Used in lasers and holograms and flash lamps. Xeon produces a brilliant white-blue light in xeon flash lamps and arc lamps, just like in New York City. Radon, radioactive, but if ionized, it behaves like other noble gases electrically. Plasma. When all gases go in, when a gas is exposed to a strong enough electromagnetic field, it becomes a plasma. When a gas or gases are exposed to a strong enough electromagnetic field, it becomes a plasma. Any of y'all guys remember the interview from about the 1950s or 60s where the man was saying the moon was made out of plasma? He wasn't lying. But what he didn't know is what I've been showing you yesterday and today and other coming days. Maybe he knew it, but he didn't say it in that interview anyways. So a gas or gases that are exposed to a strong enough electromagnetic field become plasma, a state where electrons are stripped from atoms. Examples are neon, that glow red. Think about a blood moon. Hydrogen, pink glow. Nitrogen, purple glow. Oxygen, which is not a noble gas, technically, pale blue glow. Think about fluorescent lights. They've got a gas in them, okay? And plasma TVs. Think about all the imagery that can be produced on a plasma TV, and it's all based on noble gases. But with the right equipment, you can produce holograms. How noble gases relate to holography. Most holographic projectors and recording systems rely on laser light. Okay. Coherent monochromatic beams that can interfere precisely and to form holograms. Noble gases are used in these lasers because they don't react. They don't mingle well. Remember, they're noble, but they don't like mingling. They don't react with other gases in the tube because they are chemically inert. They have predictable emission lines, stable wavelengths. They operate cleanly without contaminating optics. So you get perfect projection with these noble gases. Think about how perfect the projection is of the moon. Common noble gases used in laser sources for holography, like helium and neon, operating at these. Let me see if I can possibly get that to zoom. Most classic and widely used in optical holography, produces extremely stable red light, ideal for interference patterns. Got to get a new mouse. Got to get a new computer. Argon, used for color holography, 3D projection, and very bright display holograms. Krypton ion laser, sometimes combined with argon to produce full color holograms. Now I can explain and I can show these things to you guys, but I can't see the truth for you. You're either going to be able to see it with this information or not. It's not to say that I'm not going to come back and present in a even better way with more details, because I will, but some of you will be able to see and understand what I'm showing you, and some of you won't. Xeon arc excimer lasers. Xeon-based excimer lasers can create UV holographic lithography for semiconductor patterning and high-resolution holograms. So, hologram equipment, you got to understand, is based on these gases. These gases fill the heavens. And I'm going to show you that. And so if these gases that make these holograms work so perfectly that you can't tell it from reality, along with all the other information I've given you, you should be able to now understand why I say the moon is a 3D hologram. No, not man-made, the way God created things. Simple once you see it. Helium cadmium laser. Excellent for fine detail holograms and photopolymer holographic materials, like some of the sheets of material that are used to project the hologram on are helium cadmium induced materials. They're a photopolymer. So even in the material that it's reflecting against, or that you're looking through to see the hologram, it's invisible to you, cannot be seen with the eyes. It's a extremely supernatural material. You can find examples of it even on YouTube. I should have pulled one up. I probably will next time around. I'll leave that to you. Why noble gases are ideal. They don't react with metal electrodes or glass. They have a stable discharge, maintain uniform ionization and light output. They're dependable. Long life, gas mixtures stay pure for thousands of hours. Color control, each gas or mixture emits specific stable spectral lines. Perfect holograms, where your eye cannot tell the difference between it and reality. Summary table: noble gas, most abundant location: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, in the heavens. You see? Except for radon, which I'm not even sure that's accurate, to be honest, but it's admitted. They're in the heavens is where they're at. So all the perfect elements for creating holograms are in the heavens. I also wanted to share with you, this is not directly related. I mean, it is, but it's off just a little bit. Something called the Michelson interferometer. Okay. The Michelson interferometer. You can look it up if you want to. This is kind of like what one of them looked like put together. It's actually a fairly simple machine. And what it's designed to do is to take two lights, it's designed to simulate two lights shining from the exact same location, and one of the lights is slightly off phase with the other light, and kind of the results you get from it. This is a looking top down. You have a light source coming from here, and there's these materials in the middle. See, it says 1/2 silver mirrored, or silvered mirror, meaning that it reflects half the light. Hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. Somebody's just knocking on the door. Hang on just a second. Okay, so one more second. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so back to explaining the Michelson interferometer. Okay. You have a mirror or half mirrored surface. It allows half of the light, 50% of the light, to pass through. And it reflects the other 50% of the light. So the light coming from here hits the surface and reflects off to another mirror over here. Then that light hits that mirror and comes back this way and goes through it again and is transmitted onto a surface over here. Okay. Then you have the light that comes, the half of the light that passes through it passes on here, and this is what's called the compensator, which changes the angle slightly, the phase, changes the phase slightly of the light passing through, and it hits another mirror over here and bounces back, comes back through again, and hits here and reflects down onto here again. Okay. And this could be your eye, or it could be projected on a wall or whatever. This is kind of an example of what it gives you, or one example of what it gives you. Technically based, depending on the phase of it, you could get a variation of basically any kind of a pattern, as you can see. So I wanted to explain that to you a little bit. And let's jump back over here real quick. As kind of a little bit of a review. Okay. So we talked about all the gases, all the neon, all the noble gases, neon, hydrogen, all these different gases. Actually, that's not the complete list. Here we go. The noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon, and how they all exist in the heavens above us, and explain to you exactly how the image of the moon is what we see. It is a reflective hologram being produced basically by everything I've explained to you yesterday and today. It's not a physical object. Neither is the sun a physical object. We'll go into the sun another day. Okay? Let's see here. I wanted to update y'all guys real quick in reference to the website. There is another new feature on the website as of now, and it's live. If you come to the website, you'll see it looks pretty much like normal. Okay. But there's a new button right here called the Super Question. Okay. If you click that button, the Super Question, if you click that button, it brings you to this page. You can record a question, an idea, or a topic and submit it to me. Okay. So if you click that button right there, what it's going to do is it's going to open up a new page, and it's going to allow you, it won't allow me exactly at the moment because I'm logged into the studio and it's wanting to kind of trip out, but it's going to allow you to record a video, audio, recording up to 60 seconds long that you can then hit submit on it, and it'll send it to me. So you can ask me a question, you can give me an idea, you can answer one of my questions, you can dispute something I've said. And as long as you're cordial, I'll look at it and read it. Now, you do have to be a member of the website, even a free member, but you have to be a member in order to use this, because I can't just leave it open for any troll out there to come through and record stupid stuff and send it to me to waste my time, right? So you come to the website, you log in, and you can use the new feature called the Superthon, or the Super Question. Speaking of the Superthon, give you a quick update on that. On the October Superthon, most of you are familiar with it, but here is the little quick promo video for it. So yeah, there you have it. I'm taking 31 days. I'm going live 31 days in a row, and I'm trying to raise $10,000. Currently, if we come here and we click on the Superthon logo, it'll take us to the updated page. Let's see if it's fully updated. Let me refresh it and make sure it's fully updated. And so far, we're at $2,044. And as of, let's see, as of excuse me, I was trying to pull up the little thing that gives me the last couple of names, but I'll update y'all guys on the Monday show, a complete list of the names of the people who have donated to the October Superthon. And one of the main things at this point we're trying to accomplish is getting a new PC for my studio, because when I'm having multiple guests, 4 or 5 guests on the show, the current studio PC that I'm using cannot handle it. It's crashing on its face. It's messing up the show. So I've got to have a step up with a better studio PC. This one's pretty good, but it was given to me. And matter of fact, it was given to me by Jesus. Can't even speak. My mouth is so dry. Jesus Freak Computer Geek David, which I greatly appreciate. And I'll still use it, but I need another one as the main one, and I'll use this as a secondary to do other tasks. So if you would, consider coming to here and going down and looking at all the links, and you'll see all of the different options as to ways that you can donate. One way you can do it is just by choosing to become a member of the Supernatural Show by clicking on here. Right there. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here to kind of give you an update on? The Supernatural Show 2025 tinfoil hat contest. As most of you know that is going on, we've gotten quite a few submissions, and I'm going to try to have up by Monday a slideshow starting to show off a lot of the hats. But I didn't want to give anybody, I'm kind of holding it back, letting the images get out, because I don't want to give anybody an advantage by showing their hat over and over and over and over. It kind of, will give them an advantage. So that's why I haven't been showing the images yet. But we've got quite a few submissions. And what it is it's a thing where we're just having a little fun. We're very serious on the show a lot. And we decided we just have a little fun. And here it is, October, going into Halloween, which I do not celebrate or participate in, but we're just having some fun and building some tinfoil hats. Y'all guys are getting pretty creative. We've got, apparently it's kind of evolved to two contests at this point. One is a contest between all viewers, and another one that kind of Shannon kicked off is a contest between everybody that's on the show. Me, Shannon, Roxy, Miss Kim, Super Dave, and Super Mike. Although they might actually get to participate in both, to be honest with you. We'll see how that goes. But if you want to participate, all you got to do is come here and fill out your information, name, email, cell phone number, that kind of thing. And then just click on here and you can upload your photos right out of your phone. Okay. And then hit submit and I'll get them. Okay. Now we've got several prizes that are given away on the Supernatural Show, which is one is a silver 1947 Walking Liberty coin. It's a silver coin. And we're giving away a Ethiopian Bible, okay, to the winner. That's an 88 book Ethiopian, the oldest Bible in the world that anyone can find is the 88 book Bible. The King James has 66 books. The Ethiopian is the same, but it just has additional books, okay, that the Catholic Church at some point cut out of the Bible for whatever their reasons were. If you can come up with some reasons for them. Let's see what else we got here that I might want to remind you of again. Again, remember that we are also building an international super team where if you're living in another country and you're willing to communicate with us as to actually what is truly going on in the country, not what the television is telling us, but what is actually happening in your country with various different topics, come to the website right up here under TSS submissions. Under the home button, you have the International Super Team, and you can join that team and be part of the Supernatural Show team and network. You come in here, fill out your name, email, phone number, give us any kind of links that might help us communicate with you. Maybe it's some social media or some other kind of link. The country you're in, your time zone, and then check this little box down here. It gives us permission to contact you and hit submit. Okay. And let's see. We also still remind you one last thing, and that is we also still have the Angel Cruise going on. What's the Angel Cruise? Well, check this out. So as I said, pre-register just means simply come to the website and pre-register for the Angel Cruise. All it means is that you're saying, yeah, I'd like to go. If this works out and the timing works out and I happen to have the money, I'd like to go. Okay. And the reason why I call it the Angel Cruise is simply because in excess of 100 times where I've been on the mountaintops and by the water's edge, especially by the ocean, I've had orbs of light, angels, come and visit me right in front of me, sometimes as close as 20, 25 feet away. They're big and bright, big as a Volkswagen, the ones that come to me. Just like stories in the Bible of where they came to Noah, Moses and Daniel and so on in the Bible. It's on the mountaintops and the water's edge, and that's what I've experienced. So I thought, what better thing to do than to put together something where we can all get together, hang out, and spend maybe a week or at least 3 or 4 days, 5 days, maybe longer, on a cruise, meaning we're on the water. Our hotel room is with us. It's everything we need right in one spot, and we're on the water all the time, basically. And so at nighttime, we all go out on the deck, we hang out, and if we're lucky, we'll have some angels show up. If we do, they do some amazing things. Like in the intro of the show, you can see the one that come down over the rock of the dome. It come down slowly above it, flashed, lit up the whole city, flashed, lit up the whole city, and then streaked straight up. I've seen all of that with my own eyes in person multiple times. And I believe that if we're out there for long enough series of nights, we're going to see it. And so I can't guarantee it, but I believe we will. And so that's why I'm organizing this. And no, I can't afford to go on a cruise like this, but the way it works in the travel industry is that if I can gather enough people together, they'll give me a cabin for free. And it doesn't cost y'all guys an extra dime. You just pay the normal, whatever it is. And because I'm the group organizer, I get to go. So me and Miss Kim, I'll get a cabin and I get to go with y'all guys. Because no, I can't afford to go on a cruise. I can't afford to do a lot of things, which is why I'm trying to raise money to improve the show, to keep growing it so that one day I actually do some things. Okay. So I think that's about it. I hope y'all guys learned something additional today about the reality of our world that we exist in. And we will continue this, of course, but now you understand more about the holographic side and how the noble gases that are in the heavens above us can create what to our eyes appear to be something real that is actually a hologram. No, not a man-made one. Man's just copying God's work. That's the way it works. Every creation that is ever made, every piece of technology can only be a copy of the laws and operate within the laws and functions the way this world works. Study nature and discover everything. That's how all inventions, just like photography, was based off of the study of the human eye that I've explained and shown y'all guys in detail yesterday and today. Holography, holograms, study of the human eye, along with the study of gases, noble gases, and the way things reflect off the heavens. Okay? All right. I think I've held y'all guys long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. And I will see y'all guys again tomorrow, because I'm going 31 days and we're only on day 19. So I hope y'all guys have a wonderful day. I hope you choose to support the Superthon as best as you can. I ain't trying to get rich. I'm just trying to take care and grow this thing and do what I can. And I appreciate every donation y'all guys make. Last couple of days has been pretty dry. Y'all guys could keep us rolling. I'd appreciate it because I have faith. We are going to, one way or another, we're going to hit that $10,000 so that I can expand what I'm doing here. And when I do it, you're going to love it. You're going to notice it. And I'll show you the whole process along the way. All right. I love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you to Super Dave. Thank you to Super Mike being in the moderation, taking care of the comments and all that, helping me out in there. And thank you to, even though I'm not on the Supernatural Show network, well, I'm on the network, but I'm not doing a Supernatural Show today. But thank you to Roxy and Shannon, because I imagine they're in comments. I just haven't been able to watch all the comments that are coming up down from below. So anyways, I love you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the Supernatural Show, so you get to see the whole crew again. We'll see you then. I love you. Bye-bye.
I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.